Hey, what's going on guys? Butterbar here, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to propose an idea that I actually thought about at the gym. I was at the gym and I thought about this. I was thinking about other Call of Duty games and going back 10 years ago to the Modern Warfare series and kind of thinking about, you know, the way that those games worked, because I feel like, you know, 10 years ago, those games worked out so much better than currently right now with Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare right now is a total mess. People are camping. There's no movement. It is a slow and pretty much a lot of games boring. My God, I mean, don't get me wrong. I play a lot of Ground War. I pretty much Ground War is the game that I stay in for all the games I ever have played in Modern Warfare. I've played a couple of games in other different game modes, and I've just found them to be extremely boring just because there's a lot of different issues from the sound effects from your footsteps to Ghost being extremely overpowered, Dead Silence not really being a perk, but it's being a field upgrade. And there's a lot of different issues that currently right now with this Modern Warfare that is just, man, this COD has a lot of issues. It really does, and you can kind of see that from the community, and you can see it from everybody that's commented on my videos and whatnot. And again, I appreciate that. But I did think of something, kind of going back to the other Call of Duty games, of something that kind of thinking outside the box of what everybody is wanting to add and improve to this Modern Warfare game to hopefully get people to move. Modern Warfare has a huge problem, a huge issue when it comes to movement. There's not a lot of movement, and it just becomes a really stale, boring, and repetitive game when you have a lot of people camping out in this. So one of the ideas that I was thinking about, going back to Modern Warfare 3, if you guys have never played Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 3 was very interesting because the way they actually had the game set up, where you actually had not only specialists, you had kill streaks as well, but you also had support streaks in the game, and you actually earned them just like you did with kill streaks. I mean, no matter how many kills you got, you know, 3, 4, 5, depending on what type of support streak you got, you would actually be able to earn that streak and be able to place it on the ground. Whether it be like a SAM turret to be able to shoot things down, an Osprey that actually dropped off some care packages was actually a really cool thing, an EMP stealth bomber. There's a lot of cool things in the Modern Warfare 3 support streaks that were actually pretty decent. They were actually really cool to use. One of those things I actually thought about as something that could actually improve not only possible movement. Again, this thing, I don't know. It could improve movement. It could improve maybe gunfights because the TTK is extremely fast in this game. But the one thing I wanted to actually put out there was, what if we actually had the return of the Ballistic Vest from Modern Warfare 3? Now, if you go back all the way to 10 years ago, Modern Warfare 3 had the Ballistic Vest, which I believe was like a 4 or 5 kill support streak. Now, you would actually place Ballistic Vest on the ground, players would be able to run by and pick this up, and it would actually give them additional health. I can't remember exactly how much additional health it was, but I would say it's like maybe between 20 to 25% additional health. So you'd be able to survive maybe a round or two, depending on what you were getting shot with, and it would actually increase a little bit of the TTK. Now, to me, thinking about that and thinking about the way that the Ballistic Vest worked in Modern Warfare 3, I think it actually could be a really great thing in Modern Warfare, in today's Modern Warfare. Now, I do see the negative effects of it, and don't get me wrong, I really do see the negative effects of adding Ballistic Vest because the TTK is extremely fast in here, and people are already not moving. Ballistic Vest and adding additional health could be an issue, but I want to propose having Ballistic Vest added into the game as something that would actually enhance people's movement, being able to actually give people a little bit more confidence, knowing that they'd be able to survive maybe a few extra rounds before going down if they decided to move in different areas and actually were able to challenge people in gunfights. I think that's the one thing, I mean, especially as me as well, I am afraid. I do get scared of trying to challenge people in gunfights because I don't know if it's the network that's, you know, bugging me or, you know, something else that I feel that there's some type of issue in this game right now to where it just, the gunfights feel sometimes unfair. So, Ballistic Vest, how would it work? I would actually put this in as something that was similar to Modern Warfare 3, where it'd maybe give you maybe a 25% extra health. So depending on if you maybe were shot by a sniper rifle, maybe, you know, the sniper rifles in the current game right now are a one-hit kill at certain distances. So maybe if you had the Ballistic Vest set up, you know, maybe you'd be able to survive at least one sniper round. When it comes to ARs, SMGs, LMGs. Maybe you'd be able to survive maybe 2 to 3 rounds, depending on what distance and what type of weapon system you were actually getting hit by. Now, the way I would actually set this kill streak up using the Ballistic Vest is, make it a 4 or 5 kill streak. Me personally, I would make it a 4 kill streak. Right now, in the 4 kill streak, I'd say that 10 times fast. So in the 4 kill streak roster right now, you have the UAV, the counter UAV, and the care package. I will tell you this. UAV is used, I would say, almost 9 out of the 10 times when it comes to, people using the kill streaks in that roster. Care packages, I don't see that often, and the UAV jammer, the counter UAV, I do not see very often at all. Sometimes here and there I'll see it, but for the majority of this game, I do see the UAV, and the UAV is UAV and the Ghost perk are just a detriment to this game, because you pop a UAV, you're going to see everybody that doesn't have Ghost, and then you're not going to be seeing people with Ghost. So there's a lack of information that is given from UAV. However, just because the way the current meta is with the way that the map system is on right now and the radar system, the UAV is kind of a crutch item right now. So maybe if they fix the mini map, maybe UAV won't be as sought out as it is right now. However, if say the radar was never being changed or wasn't being looked at, even though Infinity Ward says they're going towards the older style, I feel like the Ballistic Vest would be something that would actually be able to give people more confidence and be able to actually get people out of their comfort zone to actually push objectives. I mean, hell, I will say this. There's several times in Ground War, whether you're making your way up the stairway or where maybe you're trying to, land a helicopter on a rooftop, trying to get all the snipers and campers that are up top. It could be a positive having a Ballistic Vest that you lay down that maybe 3 or 4 players are able to collect before the Ballistic Vest goes away. But you use that Ballistic Vest, trying to go after the campers on the rooftops that are sitting around. However, the negative side of that is possibly the campers, the people that are sniping up top, are using the exact same thing, using the Ballistic Vest as being able to absorb some damage from counter snipers, or as well as people trying to land or trying to come up the stairways to get them out of their position. So I do see the negative side of it, but I also want to see the positive side of possibly adding Ballistic Vest in this game to slow down the TTK. Again, it is extremely fast in this game, not only with damage wise but also to network wise. There are sometimes that you can definitely tell that the network system definitely has an influence on gunfights. But I do see that Ballistic Vest is something to where it possibly could increase how the gunfights go, and I guess just the intenseness and the funness of having a gunfight with somebody and making it last just a tad bit longer. Right now, again, I think it just goes by real too quick. So I don't know. Again, I see the negatives, I see the positives of it. I would love to know from you guys, what do you think about it? Again, the way that I would put down the Ballistic Vest as a kill streak in this game, currently to wait, kind of going back to Modern Warfare 3, I would make it a 4 kill streak. Give it a little bit of competition with the UAV, counter UAV, and care package. Again, I really do see right now the UAV is extremely competitive in this game. Depending on what type of weapon system you are getting hit when you have the Ballistic Vest equipped, maybe you survive 1 extra sniper round. Depending on the distance, you survive maybe 2 or 3 shots from, God, the 725. Hopefully you at least survive, 2 of the bursts that it actually puts out. But, SMG, LMG, assault rifles, maybe you survive maybe 2, 3, 4 extra rounds. But then also, too, the way that I would have it work similar to the way it worked in Modern Warfare 3 is that after you get your 4 kill streaks, you lay the Ballistic Vest on the ground, and maybe 3 to 4 players are able to actually pick up the Ballistic Vest and be able to use it. So, again, I wouldn't have it as something to where the entire team would be able to use it, because Ground War, that's 32 people, that's a lot of people. But people that are close in proximity, 3 or 4 people, I feel like that would be a fair way of being able to do it. However, again, similar to the gameplay that you're watching right now, getting on a rooftop and trying to clear it out, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you played Ground War, you're playing a District or the Quarry, you know exactly how many people are actually on the rooftops, just not moving, not participating in the game. And I definitely can see, maybe not the UAV run, but these Ballistic Vests running, and the people that are posting up on the rooftops, are just going to stay there and use that health buff as something that is to their advantage. So again, I do see the advantages and disadvantages, but again, I would love to know from you, from at least my memory of Modern Warfare 3. I really did feel like the Ballistic Vests were pretty fair, and it actually worked out pretty well in that game. I don't remember, you know, back 10 years ago, back in, I think it was 2011, where, you know, people were complaining about the Ballistic Vest being overpowered, or complaining about, you know, it being, you know, just something that players didn't want. So right now, currently, I know Infinity Ward is working a lot on, you know, different improvements to this game, and it definitely needs it, from, you know, weapon rebalancing, hopefully Ghost gets touched. Maybe the mini-map, I know, is what they've already talked about, being, you know, brought back to what it used to be. I really do hope the footstep audio is fixed and tuned, because right now, I mean, there could be somebody literally right next to me in ground war and I can't hear them. But again, I also understand the problem that you guys have in 6v6 and 10v10, where it is just loud as can be, and it is very annoying. But honestly, I just feel like currently right now, if one thing was added, one thing was changed, I think Ballistic Vest would be something that would be something that would actually be pretty decent to add into it, and give a little bit more different kill streak options. I want to make a video. I want to give you guys my opinion as well later on in a different video of kill streaks I would love to see added in this game, kind of going back to the other Call of Duty series and Modern Warfare games. I think there's a lot of kill streaks that could be added to this game to add a little bit more variety. Right now, that you only have, you know, a certain amount of kill streaks in the game that, similar to the perks, don't have too much competition and are definitely meta in this game, and I would love to see some of the meta change a little bit to where, at least for the kill streak wise and map awareness wise, it was a little bit more balanced, and there was a little bit more movement. Again, I think this game just has a terrible time when it comes to movement, and at this point, it just needs a fix. It needs a fix some way, somehow, and I don't know how to do that. But I just had the thought of the Ballistic Vest being something that was used in a Modern Warfare game. It's actually used right now in Spec Ops. If you guys go into Spec Ops, you have the Ballistic Vest in the game. So they are in the game. They do work very different in Spec Ops, where you absorb quite a lot of shots. But since it's already something that's already in the game, and making it a kill streak in the multiplayer to where you absorb a few rounds, just slowing down the TTK just a bit, but having it to where it's actually competing against UAV. I don't know. I see it as something that's already in the game that wouldn't be too hard to move over to the multiplayer since it's in Spec Ops, but I mean, hell, who would I know? I'm not a game developer. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about the Ballistic Vest? Do you see the positives? Do you see the negatives like I do? What do you guys think about it? Do you want to see them, you know, make a comeback from the Modern Warfare 3 game into this game? Or do you guys think it would actually have the same effect that I kind of fear right now? So let me know in the comments below. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys all next time.